From the Detroit Free Press, it's Friday, March 26th. Here are today's top stories, presented by Bush's Fresh Food Market. Calling all foodies, Bush's is hiring. Are you passionate about food, looking for growth, development, and excellent wages? Come grow with Bush's and apply online at bushes.com/join our team. That's Bush's, BUSCHS.com/join our team.
I'm Frank Witzel with the Detroit Free Press. Tying his own recovery to Detroit's, billionaire Dan Gilbert spoke Thursday on CBS This Morning about his comeback from a stroke nearly 2 years ago and announced a $500 million investment in Detroit over the next decade. The first $15 million is earmarked to help cover delinquent property tax in the city, a problem, Gilbert said, that contributed to blight, vacancies, and foreclosures. The money is expected to pay taxes for about 20,000 homes with the aim of creating wealth in the city. Gilbert said he'd like to see the people of Detroit benefit from the same resurgence as downtown. The 59-year-old owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers and co-founder of mortgage giant Quicken Loans has made few public appearances since his hospitalization at Beaumont's Royal Oak in 2019. As a result of his stroke, the left side of his body is paralyzed. Luckily, he joked Thursday, "I'm a righty." Gilbert has been credited with helping to rejuvenate downtown Detroit, which for many years lacked vitality. In 2010, he moved his company's headquarters from the suburbs to downtown, and since then has purchased and developed more than 100 Detroit properties. He also has promised to turn Detroit into a walkable urban center with public plazas and a skyscraper, Hudson Tower, that would be a landmark destination. In Thursday's interview, Gilbert talked about the night he had his stroke, saying that at first his vision blurred and he happened to be with a friend who was an emergency room doctor and went to the hospital right away. "I'm feeling good. I'm getting better," Gilbert said. "It's like an inch a day. It's like a marathon." He said that his stroke had been more challenging mentally because you always ask yourself every day, is this ever going to be over? And you hope it will be. But he added, America loves a comeback story.
For the Detroit Free Press, I'm Kristen Seamus. State health officials announced 5,224 new coronavirus cases Thursday. That's Michigan's biggest daily total so far in 2021. It comes as hospital leaders warn they're bracing for another crush of patients as the more contagious B.1.1.7 variant takes hold in Michigan. The state is now reporting 998 known cases of this strain, also known as the United Kingdom variant. It's 50% more transmissible than earlier strains of the virus. Hospital leaders say the latest spike in COVID-19 cases has led to a sharp rise in hospitalizations, especially among younger Michiganders, ages 30 to 49, who haven't had open access yet to COVID-19 vaccines. This third COVID-19 surge is driven by the variant and by outbreaks of the virus tied to schools and youth sports. The state health department reports that the biggest source of COVID-19 outbreaks is tied to K-12 schools, and that's pushing many school districts that just reopened to in-person instruction to close their doors and return to virtual learning. 63 new school-associated COVID-19 outbreaks were reported this week in Michigan. That adds to the 144 ongoing school outbreaks. To learn more, go to freep.com.
For the Detroit Free Press Autos team, I'm Jamie LaRue. General Motors is a leader when it comes to diversity at the top. On Thursday, GM said it would add 2 new executives to its board of directors effective immediately. One is Meg Whitman. She is the former CEO of Hewlett-Packard Enterprise. The other is Mark Tatum, who is currently the Deputy Commissioner and COO of the NBA. The additions give GM 13 board members, 7 of whom are women. Of those women, 1 identifies as Hispanic, 1 as African American, and 1 as Asian African American. GM is now the only automaker with more than half its board composed of women. GM CEO and Chairman Mary Barra called diversity a competitive advantage. GM's board will stand for election at the annual shareholders meeting June 14th.
I'm Kirkland Crawford with the Free Press Sports Department, watching the Tigers roster take shape. We are now inside of a week to go before opening day next Thursday at Comerica Park against Cleveland, and we will have now a clearer picture of who will be on the team when the Tigers break camp down in Lakeland. On Thursday, manager A.J. Hinch announced that Grayson Greiner won the backup catcher's job. He'll be the one giving Wilson Ramos a break behind the plate. That means prospect Jake Rogers will begin the season in Triple-A. So too will Isak Paredes. The third baseman who has gotten some time at second base this spring hasn't hit all that well during the Grapefruit League in the last few weeks. And so the bench spots will likely go to Renato Nunez and or Harold Castro. When the season does begin next week, we do know who'll be on the mound, Matthew Boyd, and that Comerica will have about 8,000 fans watching in person.
For more stories from the Detroit Free Press, be sure to check out freep.com. That's FREEP.com. If you're a fan and want to support our quality local journalism, subscribe. Go to freep.com/special offer.